Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Debbie and I'm a mixed media artist with no sales resistance whatsoever. Can I just say, anything that's packaged nicely, I'll have it, which is how I came to have this box here. Now, before I open it, if you like what you see, please don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe and leave a comment if you have time. I do try to get back to absolutely every single one of them. And also consider joining my Patreon, where you'll see all this lovely stuff in good use with some detailed tutorials. All the details for that are in the description box below. Now, this is the fault of my art shop, I've got to say, because they gave me another voucher, so I think I should write in and ask them to stop it while I can still describe my financial status as solvent. It's an awkward box as well. I've had to cut the side because where it actually opens wouldn't fit on the camera, so it's not very big, it's just awkward. This is another one of these mixed bags, and I thought you might like to see what's in it, and then we can do some swatching as well. So let us do the grand opening here. Right, like I said, all sorts, but well, I'll just grab it as I see it. Okay, Pan Pastels, the first one off the list. It's orange extra dark, which looks very much like brown to me, and that's fine. Sorry if there's a shine on that. Love using these for backgrounds and things like that. They work particularly well for laying down a quick background with mixed media, and there are a few in here. A blue one. I have some Pan Pastels, but I don't have a lot of, I didn't have any orange, and I don't have a lot of the blue colours either. So this one is ultramarine blue extra dark, and I particularly like their extra dark colours. What else have we got here? We have a Jacques Herbin ink. This one is, oh good grief, my my French has deserted me, so let's see. Lance de Cassis. It's something to do with purple fruit, that's for sure. I shall find out properly and put it in the description box. But yeah, this is an ink which is a light fast ink, and I particularly like those because I do get carried away in the heat of the moment when I'm painting, and I concentrate on the colour that I want. So I'll just grab what it is I need, and it's a disaster if you're making something for sale or to be framed for yourself or anything like that. Another one, this is an orange one as well, and I'm not even going to attempt the French on that one, but it's the same company. I particularly like these. I have a fair few of them now, and they're beautiful. They're not incredibly expensive, but like I said, above all, light fast. So another ink there. Oh, here's another Pan Pastel in a yellow, another colour that was sadly lacking. This one's yellow oxide, and that will be handy as well. Sunsets and things like that are really needed. Gosh, so everything else appears to be upside down. Right, so in here we have some Raw and Klingner fountain pen ink, and this is Vroni. It's a slightly shocking pink. I don't go in for pink as a rule, certainly not that one. However, they do mix together. I have a few other colours of this. They mix together, and again, what I'm after this for is sunsets and things like that. I don't know if I can grab a sunset just quickly and show you what I do, but let me just see if I can find one. Naturally, I have one here in my sketchbook, and this is the tutorial that I did with my Patreons a couple of weeks ago. So that is why I'm after colours like this and this, because normally I'd run a mile before I used a pink of that colour. I don't mind pink, but I don't like that really bright pink. This is another one that's going to fit very nicely into this as well. And another, and all mixed media things. I think that's the best of it. This is a relatively new sketchbook. Oh, sorry about that. I just banged the camera with it. That was very clever. Relatively new sketchbook, and I haven't done very much in it. Another pan pastel, yellow oxide shade, so that's another nice one. And I tend to buy things in color families like that, because then they go together and I can use them as nuances. For example, here we have 3 quite similar colors, but one similar color actually, but 3 different values of it. So a darker, medium and a light is always a good way to buy things if you possibly can. Or if you can't buy the 3 colors separately, buying something that will buy the medium shade and then buy something to lighten it, because chances are that thing, it's usually white, but it could be yellow, because we don't tend to want to lighten green with white. It can go very chalky. We lighten green with yellow, and you can use that same yellow then for several things, or if it's white for other colors, you can use that same white for a lot of other things, rather than having to have absolutely everything. Note to self: tropical coral, this one, I have no idea. It's a pinky color. It's another ink, and it's again quite an alarming pink, but it looks very nice. And again, that is for sunsets. So I've very much got a theme happening here. I've got a plastic bag here. Hang on, see what's in here. Oh, I know what these are. These are my Staedtler pigment calligraphy pens. And I don't do any calligraphy at all. Calligraphy pens, of course, have got a flat nib. However, I use these for buildings. So nice colours there, because I've got a whole heap of black ones. And yeah, I wanted some browns and other colours. What else have we got? Liquitex, Mars Black. Love Mars Black. I have Mars Black in other formats too. And my very favourite is my Derwent Lightfast Mars Black pencil. So, okay. It's quite a system. I haven't had any Liquitex for ages. That's going to take some getting off, so I shan't do that on here. Another pan pastels, more pan pastels, Payne's Grey, of course, naturally, and a orange. So quite startling, but again, used with these others, that's going to be very nice. And what on earth is, oh gosh, everything's upside down here. These are Raw and Klingner inks. They're antique inks. This one is a brown, because I love these colours at the moment. Being winter, it's perfect. We need browns and we need blues, but we also need these other colours, because all sorts of colours happen in winter. This one is Bister, and this is also like Lightfast. It is pigment ink, so it has no problems with fading, whereas dye-based inks absolutely do. Gosh, I'm destined to undo everything from the bottom. This one is Apricot, same company, Raw and Klingner, and it is Apricot, another nice one. Gosh, my dog, gosh knows, no idea what she's barking at. It's almost 6:30 in the evening. Postman's long gone. He bought this. Astoria Brown, another one. So just building up my collection. They've got some beautiful colours. They are so richly pigmented. The only thing is you do need some way of getting them out. You can buy a proprietary thing, but it costs more money than I want to put in. Actually, it's almost worth 2 bottles of ink. So I'm not going to come at that. I use these pipettes, which, although you might argue are terribly bad for the environment, but let me just say that I've had one of these now for 15 years. I wash it out after every use and I keep using it. So just because they say on the packaging that it's single use doesn't mean to say we have to use it for single use. And I wash it and wash it and wash it. And like I said, I've had it for 15 years. So I've got a couple of these and I just use these to get right deep into that bottle and get the ink out. So yeah, I don't want to contribute to any environmental woes. Naturally, I don't think any of us do. But like I said, we need tools, and that is a good thing to have. And just don't throw it away after its first use. Keep using it, keep washing it out. It'll last for ages. Cheops Green, That's a startling looking green. Some of these need to be toned down rather, and they can be toned down with the other colours in the range, because I'm very much into muted colours. So yeah, it won't impress me much to have something that's bright. This is going to take me a while to get over. But then again, this comes from the same company, so I can tone them. I'll play with this and I'll mix things in and I'll let you know what happens, because it's quite startling. This one is burnt umber and probably pretty much what it says on the tin. So another nice brown. So I've got some nice landscape colours there. Right, what else have we got here? I think, gosh, we're at the bottom of the box. That didn't take long. But, you know, that's how it is sometimes. And these, unfortunately, are quite boring because these are replacement pencils. Derwent Drawing Warm Earth. I love this colour. It's one of those fabulous landscape colours. This is a surprising one for me, especially after what I've just said about bright pink. I don't like bright green either. But this is a Caran d'Ache Spring Green, and it really adds a pop to a landscape when you need it. This one is Wheat, another Derwent Drawing, and another very useful colour, and I've used almost all of mine. This one is, that's the famous Mars Black that I said my favourite is my Derwent Lightfast Mars Black. That's that one. This is some Mars Black paint, so that will be interesting to swatch. And Light Aqua, my very, again, another Derwent Drawing, Derwent Lightfast, sorry, my very favourite Light Aqua pencil, which is fabulous for making a sky pop. And that's that. Right, so I think we should actually swatch these out. So I think we'll do that next. Okay, so swatching, it's always a fun time, especially with new things. Now, let us start then with these pan pastels. And here again, I use these cheap makeup sponges because they're cheaper than the soft tools that come with these. Made for much. These are a little bit softer, I'm not going to lie. And again, they're not great. However, wash them. You can wash them and wash them and wash them. And I've had some of these for a long time. These not, but I have had some, and these will be around for a long time as well. So that's how we sort of save pennies in one area so that we can spend it somewhere else. And it's, if you're prepared to wash them out, they last for ages, and that's much better for everything. Right, this first one is Orange Extra Dark. So that's a very extra dark orange. I'm never sure how these people arrive at their naming system. I would have called that some sort of dark beige maybe, but I guess I can see orange undertones in there. Let's put orange right next to it, and this is just the plain orange one, because then we can also see how it goes together. Yeah, I guess there is some orange in there. They must know what they're doing is the only conclusion I can draw from that. Whether I agree with it or not is completely irrelevant. So loving those two. And then this one is Yellow Oxide, always a favourite of mine. It doesn't matter what it is in. Yellow Oxide is amazing. And again, I like the way they play together. So yeah, like I said, putting down the first layers before going over with many other mixed media, pan pastels are great for that. And that's actually the main way I use them. This one is Yellow Oxide Shade, and of course shade means it has black in it. Tint means it has white, if you're ever wondering what those words mean. So this one also plays rather well with them, and different enough to be worth the extra spend. Pan pastels are not cheap. These retail for around about €8, give or take a few euro cents here in Germany. So they're not the cheapest of art materials, but they last for ages and they're worth it. And again, if you are willing to wash this pot out, you get a nice little plastic container that you can use for something else. And I tend to do that actually. If something's quite a nice solid container, because it's plastic, it doesn't need to go anywhere other than my studio, I'll find a use for it. even if it's not in my art section, I also have beads. I have other things that I do: quilting, knitting, sewing, crochet. There are so many bits and bobs that I can put into a little container like this that's quite solid. So yeah, this one doesn't have a great coverage compared to the others, but it does go quite nicely. This is the Payne's Grey. It is actually quite a grey colour, despite looking quite blue in the pot. And this one is the Ultramarine Blue Extra Dark. And like I said, I do like an extra dark colour because you get some lovely moody backgrounds with that. And again, I'm very happy that they are different enough, and we'll go with the other ones that I've got. Okay, so far this paper will be happy with me, and that's going to change now. This is a Fabriano sketchbook. It is the Icoca original. It is not very heavy paper. I can't remember. It's about 80. I think it's under, let's say it's around 100, just to be nice, because it doesn't like wet media, so it'll buckle terribly, but I think we'll probably be okay. We shall aim to get through it. This is the Lambs de Cassis. I don't know. I will put it in the description box. And it's beautiful. I love that. Really pretty colour. And I like the way it goes with these others as well. So that'll find a bit of work to do. And our tropical coral one from the same company. Let's spit it out. This is the Jacques Herbin one, and this is a pink coral shade, one would hope, actually. Yes, it certainly is. That is what I would call a classic coral shape. Colour. Good grief. It's only Wednesday. Yes, it is a traditional coral colour. Not difficult. This one is more of that beautiful golden colour that I love. That goes so nicely with things. It goes nicely with these other colours and can be used beautifully over the top of the pan pastels for a sunset. Let's get the elephant in the room happening. I want to see how bad this colour pink is, because it's, like I said, it's alarming. These need a good shake. They don't have a mixing ball in them, but they are pigment inks, so they will have some of their colour gone to the bottom of the bottle. Normally you wouldn't do this with a brush. You would, oh dear, it's worse than I thought. That really is alarming. What happens when we put a lot of water with it? And I'm even thinking more than that. Okay, so it is dosage dependent. If we use this in a very watered down version, it's quite strong. This is going to last forever. We're all going to be 90 and I'll still be using this pot because I doubt I will get very far through it. But like I said, you can tone these down and you can use them to tint gouache with. You can use them to tint acrylic with, and that makes them quite useful. This one is my, did it ever, oh gosh, it's going to be one of these. It'll fight me every step of the way. Oh, I see, I think it just pulls off. That's probably a lot less problematic than first thought. This is Mars Black. Yes, it's a click on, click off top. That's where it went wrong. I'm trying to unscrew it. My fault. Mars Black. It's not the classic Mars Black that has a lot of brown. Mind you, I've used rather a lot of paint here. It's more of a charcoaly shade, but I suspect we shall get on. Yeah, it's quite okay, I suspect. It's even trying to granulate a little bit, so that could be all right. We'll be okay. Then into our antique ink. Again, this will have, it's a pigment ink, so it will have a layer of ink in the bottom of the container, or layer of pigment rather, and we need to shake it up. That's nice. This is Bister. That's beautiful. Love that brown. This company just gets it right every time. Love that. Love that. It's a really It's a cool brown. Oh God, this paper, it's only just holding up under the weight of the ink, would you believe? Burnt umber. The thing is with these inks is if you don't shake them properly and don't mix all of the pigment into the solution, you're never going to know what colour you've got, because they're designed to be completely and 100% mixed. All of these things are designed like that. And if you have any of the pigment sitting in the bottom of the container and you use too much of the fluid, then start shaking it up, you'll get a different colour again, which is unpredictable, because again, it's not going to be, it's measured out quite precisely. And if you take any of the fluid away and not use the pigment, it's just not going to behave as intended. So always give it a decent mix. It's a bit thick and nice. I like that. Burnt umber. It's another classic brown colour. All of these are water soluble too. I don't use anything else. It's just too much trouble. Let's go over to this other side of, move a little bit of stuff out of the way. Sorry, I'm just going to have a bit of a clean up here so that I can keep you all in shot and you can see what I'm actually doing, because other than that, there's not much point, is there? Right, so let's go over to the other side here. I like that paint, the black paint. It's working well. I'm used to Mars Black having a little bit of a, we've already used Vista, a brown tint, even slightly purple. Right, this one's Cheops Green. Oh gosh. Okay, that's quite alarming as well. I'm going to just try something here to know what happens. I'll put a little tiny, yeah, that's better. If you have three colours, you have got the primary colours of red, blue and yellow. And if you mix two of them together, you'll get a secondary colour. For example, green is made from blue and yellow. If you want to tone it down, you use the colour that you didn't use to mix it, which would be red. Pink is an extension of red. So if I was just to get my mixing tile here, it's just a tile I use that I stole from my husband. Bit of green, bit of pink. It's awfully useful and, like I said, free. Okay, so now we're talking. That's a colour I'll use. This is not a colour I will use. This is a colour I'll use if I have to. This is a colour I will use with pleasure and enjoy it. And again, depending on the dosage of how much pink I put in and how much green will depend on what colour you get. So I never say I'm not buying this or I'm not buying that. And this is the thing with my full set syndrome. I've got the whole lot. But I've spent a lifetime knowing how to make it into something I want. So if it's not the perfect colour, I know that I can make it into the perfect colour. So that's always worth sort of knowing. This one is apricot. We should expect it should be simply an orange of some description. It is a nice orange, actually. I guess it's apricot. I guess I've had fruit that colour. Organic fruit. The ones in the supermarkets are more this colour. But I like the way that looks with these others too, even on this really thin paper. It's not the paper's fault. It clearly says don't use wet media with it. It's for dry media only. I just wanted a cheap book that I can swatch in when I get new products, and this is it. This one is Astoria Brown. Another nice one, very caramelly and also lovely and warm. These are my autumn colours that I love. Always good. Okay, that's going to find plenty of work to do as well. And the last one on this lot is Ceres Black. A good shake. I suspect another Mars Black here. Absolutely beautiful. That's so nice. Strange. Oh gosh, not a pleasant smell on that one. Maybe they're all like that and I've only just noticed this one. That's nice. And again, with a bit of water, it's got such a lovely purple undertone. So that, this, and this are, as I like, three media, in three different media, same colour. And what's this one? Light black. You could argue this one is as well. So, because often these colours go under slightly different names depending on the manufacturer. The next thing I want to show you are these calligraphy markers. Because, like I said, they've got a broad flat tip, and I use these for buildings and architecture, things like that. So they're actually calligraphy pens. I don't do calligraphy, but I want more than just black for little buildings and bricks and things like that. And over on my Patreon at Christmas time, I did an art advent calendar, which meant a 10 to 15 minutes art snippet every day. And on that art advent calendar, I had one of my snippets, I can't remember what day it was, I think it was day 19 or 20 or something like that, how to use these to draw a building. So if you are curious, that is where you will find, in the short term, where you'll find all the information. So what have we got? We have got warm grey light, we have got brown, we have got warm grey medium, that's warm grey medium. This one here in the middle is umber, and the one on the top is light black, which is very, very similar to the Mars black and Ceres black and all these others. The last lot here are my replacement pencils. Let me just get my brush out of the water. Never a good idea to leave a brush in the water. This one is the Luminance, Caran d'Ache Luminance Spring Green. And like I said, it's an alarming colour after the fashion of these and this. They go together very nicely. But it's really, really nice for a pop of colour on something that you might be painting summer or even autumn, actually, when the grass becomes lovely and green. That's a really nice colour for that, actually. This is Warm Earth Derwent Drawing, and it's just lovely. In the same way these are lovely. Just beautiful autumn tones, warm autumn tones, which are really my jam. And Mars Black, whilst we're talking of Mars Black, I love that. It's got a slightly purple undertone. I love these pencils that can be everything else. Forest is another one in the Derwent Light Fast. It's absolute must have. And Mars Black, when you put, this is Chinese white, which as you can see by the size of it is one of my favourites. Go over this Mars Black with Chinese white and it brings out all the purple tones, which means you get another coloured pencil without buying another coloured pencil. It's 2 or 3 colours. Forest is a green, as you might expect, but it's got grey undertones, and it's just magic. Wheat, this is just one of the ones that I use quite a lot. Derwent Drawing, always good quality. Love that too. And Light Aqua is the Lucky Last from Derwent Light Fast. As you can see, it's a lovely clear aqua colour, which is fabulous for skies and things like that. It's, yeah, really, really nice. So, not a terribly long one today, but that is the kit that I have so far bought and that has arrived today. I'm really looking forward to using some of these. I'm looking forward to this drying. That's what I'm looking forward to. Anyway, it will eventually. Really nice ones here for landscapes. I paint primarily landscapes, as you saw from my sketchbook there. So, yes, very, very much looking forward to using these. And they will do right into spring because there are lots of colours here. These are going to be good for if it ever snows here in Germany. These will be great for on the snow, and because there are all sorts of colours in snow. It's unbelievable when you first start looking at it. And of course, like I said, skies, sunset, the colours in the sky at the moment are just absolutely amazing. So yes, do stay tuned. You'll see them used a little bit here on YouTube, but you will also see them on my Patreon. So again, do consider joining. And also I have my tutorials in the shop individually if you don't want to make a pledge per month. But some things I only do exclusively for my Patreons. They're so worth it, and I want to say thank you for everything they do for me. But other things, just have a look around and see what you like, and I would love you to join me if that is something that would make you happy too. On that note, I shall see you next time, and thank you so much for watching. Bye for now. Bye.